Hey, what's up?
Isaac.
How's it going?
So, what do you think? Might as well do the new maps for these.
Sure. I actually haven't played ZvZ on the new maps.
I think they're really awesome.
They're very interesting.
Yeah. I think most of it is that I'm tired of a lot of the throwback maps. Okay.
Yeah, true. I haven't even done any of the what was two or three old maps? This or not this one. Cactus, Bell Shear, and something else that I can't remember. What was the third one? They changed the old maps that they were going to bring back.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think Newkirk stays in the pool.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. Newkirk. Yeah. I kind of like Newkirk anyways.
Yeah, me too.
It's a good third map.
Yep. Okay. So I'm going to open up some notes for this because I'm learning. We're fighting. You're killing me. We're learning.
Yeah, I always write everything down. I have really bad memory for some reason.
Everyone does. It's part of being human. Unless it's a predator that's threatening your survival or titties, you're likely to forget it. It's a ZvZ study.
It's just getting worse though these days. I'm getting old. Or I'm getting old. I'm in the pre-old phase for some reason.
They call this... Wait, how old are you?
18.
18? You're saying that you're old?
Yeah, so I'm saying I'm getting old before I'm getting old.
Listen here, youngin'. I'm 27 orbits. It's not...
That's why it's so bad that I have such bad memory. I'm like, I forget everything.
So, I think the blessing and the curse of this map is that it's fucking beautiful. So I'm like constantly distracted by the foliage. Oh my god, look at that bush over there.
Yeah, it's kind of bright, but as long as you're looking at creep, it's like a nice tone.
Yeah.
I think it's a buff deserved. Like they're nerfing the other races a little bit by having this dynamic. Working as intended. Have you seen the shark on this map? Like on the main base, top left? Like you can't see it in game, you gotta go into the replay and like there's like a double zoom, it's like Control-C or something. And you see a shark. I think they kept it. I know it's in the original game, the original map, but I don't know if they kept it for sure or not. I haven't actually played the latter edition yet.
Secret sharks.
Yeah, secret. It's confidential information.
Il nous faut plus de minerais. Pas assez de minerais. Il nous faut plus de minerais. Il nous faut plus de minerais.
So this map, I played on it for some customs against Zergwave. It seems like it's a really bad attacking map because of that rock thing at your ramp.
Yeah, the rocks, yeah. I was just thinking about that.
If you put a building kind of at the top of the ramp, then it's really annoying to try and get on top of their units.
And you can't really choose either because the rocks in the middle of the map kind of block your side paths. You have to go really far out.
Yeah.
Unless you went for like a Baneling thing where you...
Il nous faut plus de gaz Vespel pour ça.
I think your like speedling pressure into roach stuff would be pretty good because the third is pretty wide open, but the natural you can't really do shit about it.
We're about to find out. Best way to test things is by doing them. I'm not good at theory, so I just do it and see what happens.
base est attaquée.
Wonder if I could kill that queen.
ZvZ as a fighting game. I have lings coming out.
I have lings coming.
Le ravitaillement fait défaut. Nos troupes sont attaquées.
You made your turn earlier than mine.
Nous avons engagé le combat. Il nous faut plus de dominants. Évolution terminée. Nos troupes sont attaquées.
Queen will fade you.
Pas assez de minerais. Nous avons engagé le combat. Une nouvelle reine est née. Nos troupes sont attaquées. Pas assez de minerais. Il nous faut plus de minerais. Il nous faut plus de minerais.
Shit.
Il nous faut plus de minerais. Nous avons engagé le combat. Il nous faut plus de minerais.
ZvZ.
Nos troupes sont attaquées.
ZvZ as a fighting game. I killed your third, dude. What are you gonna do now? GG rip. Okay, so that's one of the principles that I kind of die to a lot, which is knowing when to mix in the drones and do the roach transition. Because that was obviously too early for committing that many lings to kill your third.
Yeah, you had a lot of lings. You were doing really good on the droning part. But then you didn't know where my lings were. Because I knew exactly what happened when I didn't see your lings anymore. I was like, oh, he went to the left. So I just went straight to you. And it's like, if I know you're already on your way, by the time I realize and I go back, I'm going to lose my third no matter what. Because you're already damaged. So that's like the point of attacking the third in the beginning, is it gives you options later to do like what you did. So I had to do that, but I don't think you had to commit that many. I think you could have maybe committed a couple or something, try to feel it out. But it's really hard. There's so many situations. I actually don't know if that build's good on this map. But, I'm gonna have to see one more time.
Well, the natural and the third are pretty far apart.
Yeah, but I don't like the entrance. It's not because it's hard to get into third, but it's because the pathing bugs out. It doesn't go to the right ramp. It goes to that. It goes to the natural ramp when you look to third, or like way around, but instead of going to that ramp next to the rocks, you know what I'm talking about? Like, not at your natural, but the rocks in the middle of the map. I'd want to go through up that ramp. Rather than want me to. So I'd have to like manually do stuff.
Custom router.
I don't know. That's kind of big.
Il nous faut plus de minerais. Il nous faut plus de minerais. Il nous faut plus de minerais.
He's very finicky. So many like little things you have to consider. Like even this build isn't so good. I feel on like. I feel like it's like a lot better on Overgrowth than like Daybreak, for example. People who are like really good.
Well, Daybreak, the natural and third are super far apart.
Yeah, but it's just a little bit bigger. A little bit. Close to the rush distance. I feel the third distance definitely makes a big difference, but I don't feel like you should be defending with queens either. So, kind of depends how you want to do it. It gets rid of the option to defend with queens, but I don't think you have to defend with queens. That's like a stylistic thing, I think. Alright, this map's cool. Confirmed cool.
Une nouvelle reine est née. Réessayez sur du... Une nouvelle reine est née. Pas assez de minerais. Il nous faut plus de minerais.
Like never
Pas
seeing
assez
the
de
lanes
minerais.
go.
La base est attaquée.
Because I'm passing. Going to third.
Nous avons engagé le combat. Il nous faut plus de minerais. L'évolution est achevée.
Your veins open.
Nos troupes sont attaquées. À court d'énergie. Il nous faut plus de minerais. Pas assez de minerais.
You killed my queen.
Une nouvelle reine est née.
Very nice, unique situation.
Nous avons engagé le combat. Il nous faut plus de minerais. Nos ouvriers sont attaqués. Nos troupes sont attaquées. Pas assez de minerais. Une nouvelle reine. Il nous faut plus de minerais.
Oh, nice dodge.
Il nous faut plus de minerais.
This, tactic
Oh, you
was
went bomb bust too.
weird. Yeah, I panicked a little bit. Thought you were gonna have wings hidden around the map more. So by the time you counterattack, you'd actually have winged links. But it ended up working out for me. I think if you had winged morph already, that would have been the win. The most important part
Il
of
nous
the
faut
bout.
plus de minerais.
This
La base est attaquée.
first having the game's already more.
Nos troupes sont attaquées. Pas assez de minerais.
GG rip. Yeah, so I had 2 banelings at the third, but none at the natural. So you kind of ran in and fucked my queen and got the larva edge.
Yeah. Queen blocks that either. Too big. I'm trying to think of like a solution. This doesn't seem right. This isn't how you're supposed to play this map. I don't know.
That bridge between the natural and third is so long though.
Yeah, but the way, like it's really easy to leave your natural exposed on that map, but because you have the ramp, you abuse like
Il nous
banelings,
faut plus de minerais.
keep an overlord away from it, makes it really weird. Like, hold on, do my thing versus me, and I'll show you what I think would be good versus it without meditating.
Pas assez de
Okay.
minerais.
I'll show you what I'm thinking a little bit.
Il nous faut plus
Because
de minerais.
there is a counter to this build. And it's like the most simplest thing you can think of. It's the same thing, but with a couple more drones.
Le ravitaillement fait défaut.
Mhm.
Il est
That's all
contre
it is.
les autres dominants.
And it's about keeping it on the wing war so that I can't get a high amount of, or you in this case, keeping you from getting a critical amount of roaches. And therefore me just winning with mass and then doing never do. Because that's the trick. People try to transition into roaches, then you tech, and then they
Il
die.
nous faut plus de
Too
minerais.
behind.
Yeah.
Especially versus this build. The
Il nous faut
conventional
plus de minerais.
like roach opener versus Bailey opener. I don't think you should even like you should make the roach warren in that situation for that. You make the roaches. Wait. Versus this, you can't even make the roach warren.
Pas assez de minerais. Il nous faut plus de minerais. Pas assez de minerais.
I really feel like this map will be a good 14-14 map.
Yeah, how come?
Maybe even a 13-12 just because of the natural being weird. I don't know. That's hard. Not to see that.
We could try it.
Yeah, maybe we can try that after.
It's
That's
too late
good.
now. I already
It's
took
like-
a base.
Yeah. Not that long. Not even like the next game, but a couple games later. More important things to think about. Gotta think about the standard before you can think about anything else. Learn how to macro versus it, and then you learn how to all in it. Two for everything.
So with your build, you put 5 workers at the natural
6.
for UV cleans? 6?
Il nous faut plus de minerais.
23
Il nous
drones.
faut plus de minerais. Pas assez de minerais. Il nous faut
I want to
plus
play
de
it
minerais.
defensive this game.
Une nouvelle reine est née. Nous avons engagé le combat. Pas assez d'énergie. À court d'énergie. Nos troupes sont attaquées. Nous avons engagé le combat.
Ow!
Évolution terminée.
Was that just you being nice, or are you actually worried about the lings?
What about the win? Made too many drones. Literally 2. Oh.
If I remember correctly, you don't make a queen. That's your 3rd with this.
No, typically not.
Nos troupes sont attaquées.
Ooh. That was good.
Nous avons engagé le combat. Il nous faut plus de minerais. Il nous faut plus de minerais.
I'm gonna make Ravagers, but I'm supply block because you killed the Overlord. Fuck!
Pas assez de minerais.
Quick sport trick.
Il
And then it gets kind of weird. I'm trying to trade your roach numbers. You don't have enough lings to support it.
il nous faut plus de minerais.
Maybe you do, but I killed them with families.
Pas assez de Vespen. Il nous faut plus de minerais. Nous avons engagé le combat. Il nous faut plus de minerais.
Oh.
Nos troupes sont attaquées. Il nous faut plus de minerais. Ils s'en prennent à mes ouvriers. Pas assez de minerais.
Nice.
Yes, that's actually the hard counter to the build. Actually, might be a little bit on the greedy side, but because of the map being a little bit bigger. Actually, I don't know. I feel like it's big, but it's not big. It's messing up my brain.
It's big, not big. It's Schrodinger big.
It's big because you have to go to the third. You're going at like an angle. It's not actually a big map. It's just like if you go to the natural, it's a straight, straight line.
Mm-hmm.
Since you got to take this left turn, it ends up being big. It's the only really way you can identify that someone's doing this to you is to assume. It's to assume that they're doing it when you see the lings like stop you, because either they do the 4 lings. Well, 4 lings doesn't mean anything. Usually they don't make 4 lings and they go 2 lings, then they make a lot of lings.
So you have 27
like,
here.
Yeah.
You said that's a little bit too many?
Yeah, I think like 25, 26 is probably better.
Mm-hmm.
So with this, it's like, go back to like 330 for each trade. Right now you have 12 links. See, like the big problem with this game is that you lost all your momentum right off the bat. As soon as I sent those 4 links to my hatchery, it completely killed your momentum.
Yeah.
Which is like a huge part of this build is the momentum on this hatchery. So it's like, once I did that, and I had the opener I did, it was really bad. Like you had to not attack as heavily because of this, specifically just because of the third, and like transition a little bit quicker. Maybe go like almost do it like as a pressure, maybe like 20 lings and then swap out, and then do the roaches a little bit quicker and try to go for maybe. What I like to do with this build is, as a follow-up, is to take my second, sometimes third gas, and go like a mass Ravager with some lings.
Mm-hmm.
I clear out the map and I just do a huge push, because like even if they have roaches of their own, if you have enough Ravagers, like you'll absolutely destroy any roach army.
Mm-hmm.
But it gets a little bit complicated because it's like versus failing builds and stuff. The main way you don't die just straight up to a counterattack is you make sure you have as many lings as they do, if not more, and not die to big ling run by. So you just kind of follow them all around the map as your raptors go across. But with banelings, it gets kind of weird. Like what if they have their banelings? That's one of the things. This should just instantly started droning. I think as soon as like the 4 lings, or not, not instantly, but as soon as you saw the 4 lings didn't do anything, you should have gone like, well, it depends. if you can somehow get 2 lings, like if I don't know what they're doing quite yet, like on a map where you can't quite see their third, like maybe sometimes on Newkirk they'll take the base at the top, and I'm not so good at map control or map awareness, so I'll like send 2 lings up top to the third just to make sure. But I'll send 2 lings. Like if I think they're not taking third, I'll send 2 lings from the main as well to see what tech they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And if you know what tech they're doing, it can change a lot. So like say you see these 4 lings, you're like in this scenario, you see the 4 lings, you're like, I'm not gonna do any damage. I'm gonna suicide at least 2 of these lings to see what he's doing. And then you see the Bailey Nest at the time it is. You know that the only thing you can die to is if I just go straight up lane and do a big timing. Basically what you're doing, but I'll have a Bailey Nest kind of weird at a weird timing.
Yeah.
But, so as long as you're keeping tabs with these 2 lings, with the 2 other lings, with you suicide the other ones, you can figure out if he's making more lings or not. You can like reactively get the better build. Like no matter what, you're gonna go Roach in versus this Bailey Nest timing. Because it's hatch, or hatch, gas, pool, hatch into Bailey Nest. So it's like, you're super in the clear. The only time you ever want to go Bailey Nest of your own is to go Bailey Nest before third.
Mm-hmm.
That's the big thing. Whenever I see Bailey Nest before third, I always instantly put down a Bailey Nest of my own and then put 2 guys, I rally 2 more guys in gas. Because if you go roaches, you're going to have a bad time.
Yeah, because like from your perspective, I attacked you with pure Ling, so my defense of a big Ling Bane counter is going to be fairly thin if I don't cripple you substantially, and then you basically try and trade out my Lings and then get on top of the roaches, and then I've lost the game.
Yeah, like every time someone goes, well, this is what people should be doing when they're going Bailey Nest before third, is they should always have 2 Lings on the map somewhere to morph. Because what happens is if you like go for the timing is we fight for a while, we might be like even drones. I might even have a little bit more drones going Bailey Nest before third. And we're gonna fight for a little while, and then eventually I'm gonna push you back because I'm gonna have Bailey Nest at my third. You're gonna run back, and I'm instantly gonna have Banelings on your side of the map too. Mm-hmm. You're not gonna have enough money for roaches, and this is gonna be pure lane. You're not gonna have enough money for extra queens. So it's just like a checkmate.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only time you want to get Bailey Nest. But anything else, you can win with roach or ling roach, whatever. It's all just drone counts.
Yeah,
it's really annoying.
So when you mean have 2 lings on the map, you mean like hidden on the map or just active in the game so that you can make Banes?
Yeah, when you're going Bailey Nest for third, you want it hidden on the map. You can like attack with her a little bit, but it's very obvious when you attack and then like leave before speed finishes or before their lings go to their third to defend. Mm-hmm. Because like, you know, you don't want them on you, because if you trade, like it'd be very lucky to save both, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, you know, so like what I used to do when I did that build, I don't know if it's necessarily the best, but I go 4 lings, send 2 on the third, and then keep 2 hidden.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe I would like scout with 2.
And then with the hidden 2, you do like a Bane run by later into a drone line, or to scout?
The Banelings are just to apply pressure later. Like when you defend the Ling attack on your side of the map and you counterattack, that's what those Banelings are for.
Oh, right.
Right.
Yeah, it's to kind of proactively stage your counterattack.
Yeah, it's what do you call that? I want to say thinking ahead, but in like a smart way. it's setting up your cards for later.
Yeah. You've got some special operative forward Banelings. Because that's kind of the weakness of doing a Ling Bane counter, is if the opponent has same larva count and they're spamming Lings, then as soon as you make Banes, you have less Lings and they can just kill your shit. Whereas if you have hidden ones, then Banelings just come out of the shadows and you're like, Christ.
Yeah, because your banelings are like essentially stunned while they're cocooned. It's like dead
Yeah.
weight. That's like the.
Il nous faut plus de minerais.
I wouldn't say it's a hard counter. But it's only a hard counter if you don't know what to do. Baneling that's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
I think the hard counter is
Pas
what
assez de minerais.
the closest thing to a hard counter is what I did with the.
Il nous faut plus de minerais.
The thing specifically about this build is
Le
that
ravitaillement fait défaut.
that's
Il est temps de
unique
créer
versus
d'autres
Baneling Nest
dominants.
before third
Il nous faut plus
is that you can't reactively go Baneling Nest versus Baneling Nest before third with any other drone count. Like you have to make lings that early because otherwise they just go straight to your base instead of you being at their base and fighting and then coming back.
Il nous faut plus
Yeah.
de minerais.
Because like by the time you come back, if you reactively made your own Baneling Nest, then that's when you can
Il
like
nous faut plus de
barely.
minerais.
But if you like just go drone because like you're like, oh, I guess I'm going Baneling Nest, so I'm not gonna do the build, then you're just gonna die because they're gonna go straight to you and they're gonna have all the momentum because then they're gonna have their
Il
Ling
nous
thing
faut plus de minerais.
and then they're gonna have their Banelings
Pas assez de
even
minerais.
quicker
Il nous faut plus
because
de minerais.
it wouldn't be that
Il
travel
nous
time.
faut plus de minerais.
You really need to still do a lot of Lings. How about I go Baneling Nest before third, and then you do the build. Try to do it.
Same as last time?
No, I'll go Baneling Nest before third, and then you'll go same as build as last time.
Okay.
So you
Pas assez de minerais.
I'm seeing your Lings, so I'm not even gonna move out my other two Lings.
Il nous faut plus de minerais.
Yeah, I saw you send them over to your
Une
third
nouvelle
base
reine
area.
est née.
Yeah, 'cause the thing with your build versus mine is that you can cancel my third very, very easily. It's actually really powerful. Don't commit. Dude. I believe you.
Nos troupes sont attaquées. L'évolution est achevée. Pas assez d'énergie. À court d'énergie, nous avons engagé le combat.
Uh-oh. It's bad.
Pas assez d'énergie.
Make Banelings.
À court d'énergie. Pas assez de minerais.
What's a trap?
Il nous
God.
faut plus de gaz Vespel.
Why did I do that? That's lucky. I think it's good I didn't get extra Lings in time. Having those 2 Lings made my third too
Pas
much.
assez d'énergie.
Normally I would need a third. Or normally I wouldn't need a Wings. I mean, no, it's bad by me. It's Counterattacks.
plus de gaz Vespène. Il nous faut plus de minerais. À court d'énergie. Nous avons engagé le combat. Plus de minerais. Pas assez de Vespène. Pas assez de minerais. Nos troupes sont attaquées.
I think moving out was a bad idea.
Nous avons
For me?
engagé le combat.
Yeah. It's my turn. I can't skip turns.
No, you're defending.
Nos troupes sont attaquées. Nous avons engagé le combat. Nos ouvriers sont attaqués. Une nouvelle reine. Ils s'en prennent à mes ouvriers.
Here.
Nos troupes sont
What's
attaquées.
happening?
Nous avons engagé le combat. Il nous faut
What a game.
Il nous faut plus de minerais.
You're just a textbook ZvZ.
La base est attaquée.
Oh,
Pas
got
assez
the
de
book
minerais.
here, nothing.
Nos
No
troupes
monkey
sont
business
attaquées.
happening here.
I apologize.
that
I
out,
attacked
too,
out of turn.
Yeah. Yeah, you went out of the. You broke the pirate code. What are you doing?
So,
What you did actually wasn't technically safe, but because you put on so much pressure, it was safe. I think
Well-
that's probably the best example of how ZvZ works.
yeah, so that game, my firstlings accomplished their purpose of delaying your third because you didn't make enough Banes. So I got in some drones and transitioned to Roach, but based on the workers active graph, that means that I become the defender. And it's kind of up to you to prevent me from making
Yeah.
that transition. Because I can make a critical
Yeah,
mass
I
of
agree.
Roaches, where if I mass enough, then your Banelings are just a waste.
Yeah, exactly. And that's when you mass Ravagers and start taking out Overlords as you're going by.
Mm-hmm.
That's big. It's you if you can trade the Banelings, like because what they want to do is they want to do a big Ling Bane attack and crash all their Banes onto your Roaches even.
Mm-hmm.
And if like you can trade out and get rid of those Banes, and all you have to do is worry about the Lings, and then it's like easy street for you because it's just making Lings for Lings at that point. It doesn't get because when they have Lings and Banes potentially counterattacking you, it gets kind of complicated. It's like like you're basically forcing a base trade when you walk across the map and try to catch them, and
Mhm.
so it gets a lot simpler. But that's like that's like the perfect example of how ZvZ there's kind of build orders, but if you do enough here and there, things become viable, which is true in other matchups, but it's very true. So easy to snowball.
So I made a note of not to attack out of turn. Because basically,
Yeah, there's a
It's-
reason for everything, right?
yeah. I mean, that's the aspect of ZvZ that is turn-based, that's not a fighting game, which is whether you elect to be the aggressor or the defender early on. And if you're the aggressor and you don't continue to make army units, then you become the defender by making drones.
Yeah, exactly. You have to think more in terms of what I'm going to defend with later. You have to make your roaches or bailing nest beforehand,
Mm-hmm.
which is why identifying the opener is very important too. Like I said, like making a bailing nest reactively versus a late third,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that.
This map is fucking super weird.
Yeah, interesting. People are going to toe pool a lot on this map.
Yep.
I already know.
Il nous faut plus de minerais.
But the minerals are
Pas assez
terrible.
de minerais. Il nous faut plus de minerais.
So one thing that I'm not super solid on, and that kind of came out in me dying to Winter in the Clan War is how many drones you pull against lings that are attacking your base.
Versus like Focal specifically, I take 10, maybe like 11 or 12 if I'm with the king. But like what I do is actually did it quite well versus Winter, but then I sent my hurt drones to the mineral line. What I do is I just do pullback micro. And Smith's about to die to pull back, which is really hard, but as soon as you get good at it, it makes Focal like a joke. Like,
yeah.
I was like, everyone was like, oh yeah, he Focal me. I went at first anyways. I was like, this is gonna go well. Like I was like, I'm gonna die for my own pride. I went hatch full gas at least. I was a little bit cautious. I didn't win because I defended the 12 pool. I won because he was greedy afterwards. So I don't think I proved my point. But yeah, 10 drones, and you try to engage as little as possible. You just try to bait them, you know, into trying to attack you, and then you pull out last second. Just kind of tricking them because they really want the trade. Is the thing. They don't really want to kill the hatchery. Well, they would settle for it, but you know they don't want it really. Like,
yeah.
The big thing is killing the drones. They want that drone fight. The only way you're gonna win that is if you just surround with like 14 drones or something crazy. That's, you know, they're never gonna engage that. Look at that. Like, nah.
Il nous faut plus de minerais.
And these minerals fucking suck on this map. I have so much larva and not enough money. Jesus.
Une nouvelle reine est née.
Third place.
Nos troupes sont attaquées.
I guess everybody's third place on this fucking map. Wanna hurt me, don't you? That's what makes me sad. It's
Nous
one of
avons
those days.
engagé le combat.
This thing is insane.
Pas assez de minerais. Nos ravis sont attaqués. La base est attaquée.
Hey, now take it easy.
L'évolution est achevée.
Take it easy, my middle name.
Really? That's amazing.
Yeah, it's hard to write out though.
Pas assez d'énergie.
I get declined a lot. Things.
Nous avons engagé le combat. On doit placer ça.
Don't have any momentum. Controlling two hotkeys of banelings is really fucking hard.
Nos troupes sont attaquées. Nous avons engagé le combat.
Oh.
Pas assez de Vespen. Il nous faut plus de gaz Vespen pour ça.
That shouldn't have gone as well. I cheated life.
Il nous faut plus de dominants. Le ravitaillement fait défaut. La base est attaquée. Nous avons engagé le combat. Une nouvelle reine est née.
Please. To take a base.
Nos troupes sont attaquées. Nous avons engagé le combat.
Ah, that's where your money is, the Russians. That makes sense.
Il nous faut plus de dominants. Nos ouvriers sont attaqués.
No, take it easy.
We're all friends here.
Créons plus de dominants. Nos troupes sont attaquées.
It's really hard to come back in ZvZ when you lose your third.
Yeah, it's too much momentum. I think going roaches was a bad idea though. Secured your fate.
Sealed the fate.
Nous avons engagé le combat.
Yeah, that was really weird. Really needed to do
The quick Bane morph on my side of the map because I went Baneling Nest
Yeah,
before
but-
you did, so I should have been defending with Banes. But I just had lanes.
yeah. Well, actually, like you don't. I don't even think you needed veins. You just needed. Because at first you were on my side of the map. That was good. But then, what's it called?
You didn't have any Banes to fall back on?
I'm gonna think about this. I don't think you should have sent 2 lanes in the main on this map. Let me think about it. I think I misspoke earlier about 2 lanes in the main. Can't remember exactly what I said. With Baneling Nest before third, you don't have to check the main. It doesn't matter what they're doing. If you know that they are going, if they're going hatchery before whatever, it doesn't matter what the thing is after that. Because if they're going roaches, it won't be in time for your Baneling Nest, or your Banelings. If they're going Banelings, then like you're still gonna do the attack. Still committed. Like I don't even think it would be in time.
So you could say then, as a general rule, if you go Bane before third and their third is before you, then you are the attacker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those 4 links be straight on the Baneling card. Or either those 4 links should either be on the hatchery or 2 on the hatchery and 2 off the whatever land. I think if you're going 4 links, it's okay to attack the hatchery a little bit because you can fight for a little while. But you have to back out. You have to act like you're leading for reals. And then hide. But with 2 lings, if you just do 2, you have to hide them immediately.
Il nous faut plus de minerais.
You can't attack it and then hide.
Yeah.
Hey, look at this. Okay, shh. You didn't see anything.
Yeah, you can attack your hatchery for 5 seconds and leave. You know, just see it. It's like get 4
Pas assez
lings.
de minerais.
Only question is very much. Like a panic thing.
Il nous faut plus de dominants.
And think, oh, I made so many awesome lings that they're afraid of me. chase. Fuck, these minerals are terrible.
Il nous faut plus de minerais.
So broke.
Il nous faut plus de minerais. Il nous faut plus de minerais.
What goes through the mind of map maker who decides to make
Pas assez
mineral
de minerais.
patches like this?
Il nous faut plus de minerais. Il nous faut plus de minerais.
That's the secret. There's nothing that goes through the mind of a map maker.
Oh, this looks
Makes
cool.
a map maker. I like these colors. It's like brown's my favorite color. I'm gonna break it everywhere. Brown and metal. The cool thing about this map, you'll know you're getting 12 gold in the first 20 seconds of game. Pretty neat.
Il nous faut pas assez de Vespen.
God, I'm so fucking broke. Usually, like, every time I make my 2 lings in the beginning of the game, I have 4 larvae just floating there. I have no money.
I've noticed you put your bane nest in the main instead of at the natural. Why?
Just so they don't know.
Une nouvelle reine est née.
And I don't,
Une nouvelle reine est née.
how do I say it? I don't think it's that big of a deal to fit the queen in between the hatchery and that. I don't think it's that big. It's not enough for me to want to put it right in the front, rather than not know what I'm
Nos
doing.
troupes sont
Just-
attaquées.
I do the same thing with my road for that exact reason. I
Pas
don't
assez de
really know what I'm
minerais.
doing. It's like a weird habit that Europeans have that I picked up, and then I realized what the fuck am I doing? You know, just showing them what I'm doing every game. They don't have to work for it. They don't have to coin flip as long as I'm showing them.
Il nous faut plus de minerais.
Please scare them. I have a really good thing.
Pas assez de minerais. Évolution. Il nous faut plus de minerais.
You hear me? No, they're not me. Because my bird was so late, I couldn't tell.
Pas assez de minerais. Il nous faut plus de minerais.
They need to trade you.
Il nous faut plus de gaz Vespen.
You need to be way more aggressive.
Nos troupes sont attaquées. Nous avons engagé le combat. Nos troupes sont attaquées.
Ooh.
La base est attaquée. Une nouvelle reine est née. À court d'énergie. Il nous faut. Nous avons engagé le combat. Nos troupes sont attaquées. Nous avons engagé le combat. Il nous faut plus de minerais. Pas assez de minerais. Il nous faut plus de minerais. Il nous faut faut plus de minerais. Il nous faut plus de minerais.
Oh
Pas
God.
assez d'énergie. Nous avons engagé il nous faut plus de minerais.
So I think my problem was I didn't aggressively spend all my gas into Banes. And you kind of got the advantage getting to the roach stage while trading evenly with Lings.
Yeah, your Banes were kind of relevant that game.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have asked.
I got one good hit, but that was about it.
Yeah, by the time that happened, like, you could have gone hatch before Bailey Nest and you would have gotten that hit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, what did Bailey Nest before third do for you that game? I don't think you necessarily need the banelings to defend unless you're doing like a very deliberately defensive style. Like whenever I played Cham lately,
Mm-hmm.
he'll always Bailey Nest before third, but he goes like a third queen really quickly, and he's going for a lot of drones. He really doesn't want to play the ling phase for a while.
Yeah.
If you're cutting drones like the same amount or very similar to your opponent, like we are this games, like you really should be able to defend with lings as long as you're taking care of those like 4 lings that are on your third unit.
Yeah.
Like a game on Abyssal, I wouldn't have needed the banelings fast unless like the only reason I needed the banelings was because I didn't deal with the lings at the third. But normally I wouldn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, in that situation we just played, you're the aggressor with Lings, so I should be able to defend with equal or greater Lings. And by making Banes defensively, I was reducing my lane count so that you could continue to like keep the initiative and the tempo. Whereas if I just kind of spammed Lings until I could push you to your side of the map, then I would go for Banes.
Yeah, it's a lot simpler as well. And then like if you have those, what's it called? You know, if you put a couple lings on the side, it doesn't even have to be in the very beginning of the game. Just some a little bit ahead and make banelings ahead of time, counterattack. Then you can utilize that baneling as before third.
Yeah.
Pas assez de minerais.
The reason why people go baneling as before third is usually they're doing their own timing, So like, you really should be.
Il nous faut plus de
Well,
minerais.
most of the time, if you're going for that timing, you should be equal or like maybe slightly
Pas
more
assez de
drones.
minerais.
Mhm.
But like 2 or 3 drones aren't a big deal.
Yeah, micro's gonna be more important there.
Yeah, like if I get 2, 3 drones makes less than of an impact than like how good your first 4 lings do. Like if I beat those 2 or those 4 lings in the middle of the map with my 4 lings, like quite perfectly,
Il nous faut plus de minerais.
it's gonna be
Il nous
way
faut
bigger
plus de
deal than
minerais.
2 more drones.
Mm-hmm.
Pas assez de minerais.
Just because snowball effect of what
Il nous
those
faut
4
plus
lings
de
will do,
minerais.
because they'll all be red health with those nod your third,
Yeah.
and then I'll even be more. That's what really matters. I'm waiting for the day that the meta changes and everyone gets
Pas
6
assez de
lings.
minerais.
in
Il
the
nous faut
beginning
plus
of the
de
game.
minerais. Il nous faut
or
plus
something
de
stupid.
minerais.
I don't know if that'd
Pas
actually be
assez
good or
de
not.
minerais.
That'd be really funny.
Il nous faut plus de minerais.
Just make a shit ton of links in the little map and just meets up in the middle. Trying to cancel the other asshole's third. I think you just get more defensive though in reality.
Mm-hmm.
I can dream. I'd rather play Link Ling Wars all day than the other crap you can do.
Yeah, I like the Ling Bane stage a lot.
It just gets too coin flippy. I don't like it. I don't like the dynamic of roaches or Ling Bane.
Il nous faut plus de gaz Vespel pour ça. Pas assez de minerais. nouvelle reine est née. Une nouvelle reine est née. Nos troupes sont attaquées.
Uh-oh.
Il nous faut plus de minerais. Il nous faut plus de minerais. À court d'énergie. Pas assez d'énergie. Il nous faut plus de minerais. Il nous faut plus de minerais. La base est attaquée de minerais. Il nous faut plus de minerais. L'évolution est achevée. À court d'énergie. Nous avons engagé de dominants. Nos troupes sont attaquées. Il nous faut plus de dominants. Le ravitaillement fait défaut. Il est temps de créer d'autres dominants. Il nous faut plus de minerais.
Like I'm seeing the future of this map. Future splatter games I'll be having. Something like this.
Oh.
Il nous faut plus de minerais.
Oh.
Nos troupes sont
Ah.
attaquées.
That's a good idea.
Oh.
Il nous faut plus de minerais. Il nous faut plus de minerais. Pas assez d'énergie.
That's a good option. We can use painting with that too. Oh.
Il nous faut plus de minerais. Il nous faut plus. Nous avons la base est attaquée. Il nous faut plus. Nos troupes sont attaquées.
But I felt like that time with the hidden banes, that's something I haven't been doing before, and that helped me kill your third.
And the thing on that map too is the rush distance is so small. I can't really delay you that much. That build.
Mm-hmm.
So I even went the reactive bailing mask that I usually do, but I couldn't do it that time.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. How many drones did you have compared to me? I didn't look.
Like 1 less? 2 less?
Hmm. Interesting. Maybe we're gonna get some water.
Okay.
You're on the same team as Hero now. How does that feel? I would say it kind of feels like when you go for a hike up a mountain and you can kind of see the lay of the land and stuff. And then as you reach the peak of that mountain and you can see more, there's like another huge mountain that was kind of behind the one that you were climbing that's like way taller, but it's fairly nearby. So you could potentially try and reach that altitude as well. Hero is a like top tier player, not just like a pro, semi-pro, or someone who makes round of whatever in tournaments. He like wins shit. But I don't know how good his English is, so it's probably unlikely that he would like ZVP coach us or whatever. But you can see his stuff in Clan Wars. It's cool to be around that sort of thing. I would guess that it would probably be kind of like living in the same house as Polt, where it's someone who's really strong, who's just nearby, but doesn't really interact with you that much. Violet was super cool in interacting and
helping out and stuff. Like he watched me play sometimes and gave me some tips. He helped my ZVP the most because he can play Protoss at a like top NAGM level.
That's a nice guy.
Huh?
The Bot's a nice guy.
Yeah, he's awesome.
I like that one.
He felt like a brother, basically. And that's how he talks about other nice people in the scene. He'll be like, yeah, he's a brother. He's a buddy. Some people are kind
What
of...
do you know? He's just a gangster. He calls everyone a bro. Just a homie.
Pas assez de minerais. Il nous faut plus de minerais.
He really doesn't give a fuck either, which is... I think it kind of lends itself well to that. A lot of people who want to be the best they can and try super hard, whenever they fail, there's some bitterness and resentment there. Whereas Violet, he doesn't practice hard consistently, so he doesn't really hold grudges against people or like make enemies and stuff. He likes where he is, he's happy.
Yeah, he's super successful. You have to practice like your life depends on it, but not play like your life
Pas assez de
depends on it.
minerais.
Yeah.
Il nous faut plus de minerais.
In tournaments, if you play like your life depends on it, it's really obvious.
Il nous faut plus de
Yeah,
minerais.
well, and you stress
Il
yourself
nous
out a
faut
little
plus
bit
de
too much.
minerais.
Yeah, that too. You get in your own head.
You wish Violet streamed more? Yeah, he was on a tear of streaming for a while when he was in the US, but he went
Il nous
to
faut plus de minerais.
Korea and like tried out for GSL
Pas
and
assez de
stuff.
minerais. Il
So
nous
I don't
faut
know what
plus
he's
de
doing.
minerais. Il nous faut plus de minerais. Pas assez de minerais.
There was this barcode on EU who was talking shit about Violet, like saying he's ugly and bad and stuff like that, because I had his BlizzCon portrait on EU. And I was like, dude,
Yeah,
Violet can beat you
Fair.
in-game and he could beat you up IRL. I would watch what you say. He's a big dude, like, he's 6 foot of Korean muscle. He's not just some, like,
is he 6 feet?
yeah. He's
I didn't
big.
know that.
I'm
met
6
him. I
feet
didn't know
tall
he was
and
6 feet tall.
yeah. Polt's a little
Guess I
guy.
was sitting down though. Yeah. To be fair, that WCS portrait doesn't do him justice.
Yeah.
Il nous
A lot of
faut-
those
il
are
nous faut
kind
plus de
of
gaz
like, yeah, I don't
vesquel.
know. Like needs look more like Puck to me than actually need. I don't know. But I always think of Puck when I see Need's portrait.
Hmm.
Some of those were a little off in my mind. You know, what do I know? I'm just a coin flipper.
Il nous faut plus de gaz
Ouais.
vesquel pour ça. Une nouvelle reine est née.
What do I know?
Nous avons engagé le combat. Il nous faut plus de minerais. Nos troupes sont à court d'énergie.
I think I'm burning too much.
Il nous faut plus de minerais. Pas assez de minerais.
Let's see.
Nous avons engagé le combat.
What tip? Always fight the hatch rate towards your enemy. You always get surface area.
Pas assez de minerais.
I'll stay away.
Pas assez de Vespen.
Keep in your shell. And this map, you really don't even need to hide that much. You just gotta have some around. The map's so small.
Il nous faut plus de gaz Vespen pour ça. Il nous faut... Il nous faut plus de gaz Vespen pour ça. Il nous faut
We need
plus
to
de
work
minerais.
on keep
Il nous faut
keeping your
plus de
banelings
minerais.
moving around. You're dropping a lot of banelings.
Mhm.
Pas assez de Vespen.
Ooh,
Pas assez de minerais. Une nouvelle reine est née. Nous avons engagé le combat.
show this stuff. Why aren't you helping your banelings? Up to die.
Il nous faut plus de minerais.
There it is.
Il nous faut plus de gaz Vespen. Il nous faut plus de gaz Vespen pour ça. Pas assez de minerais. Il nous faut plus de gaz Vespen. Il nous faut plus de minerais. Nos troupes sont attaquées. Pas assez de minerais. Nos ouvriers sont attaqués. Nous avons engagé le combat. Nos troupes sont attaquées.
Oh.
Il nous faut plus de minerais. Il nous faut plus de minerais.
Kind of hard to counterattack on this map.
Yeah.
Unless it's big
Nous avons
detour.
engagé le combat.
I-95.
Nos troupes sont attaquées. La base est attaquée. Pas assez de minerais. Il nous faut plus de minerais. Il nous faut plus de minerais. Nous avons engagé le combat.
now it gets interesting. Before it wasn't interesting. Now.
All of a sudden, it became interesting.
We hit the 720 mark, it got interesting. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Sometimes it's easier that way.
Nos troupes sont attaquées. Pas assez de minerais. Nous avons engagé le combat. Il nous faut plus de minerais. Il nous faut plus de minerais. Pas assez de minerais. Nos troupes sont attaquées. Il nous faut plus de minerais. Nous avons engagé le combat. Il nous faut plus de minerais. Amas de minerais épuisé.
Broke the #1 rule in ZvZ.
Who did?
I did.
Un gisement de minerais.
Because I rallied too hard. I didn't have a defense. That'd be funny. You broke the rule and I just kill you. All of a sudden, 20 roaches come out.
Il nous faut plus de minerais. Amas de minerais épuisé.
What happens when you break the rules?
Pas assez de minerais.
I think I'm dead.
Il nous faut
It
plus.
depends on the next fight, but. Oh, shit. That extends that.
Pas assez de Vespen. Pas assez de minerais. Nos troupes sont attaquées. Il nous faut plus de minerais.
did they come to an agreement to never take up to practice, or what is this? So,
Never take-
for people who are just joining, before stream I asked PandaBearMe, who is a friend and teammate, if he would help me with ZvZ and think about the matchup. And before we even got into practice, I want to just quote him directly. He said, ZvZ plays more like a fighting game than an RTS, which really helps, especially when you're thinking about how to get through the early game and hatch tech stuff. Because a lot of times there's just a fight with hatch tech units, whatever you've chosen, whether it's Ling Bane, Ling Queen, Ling Roach, or whatever. And the execution of that fight determines who's going to be super far ahead going into the mid and the late game. So it's not that we're...
The momentum.
Yeah, it's not that we're necessarily saying, oh, let's never take Lair. It's just that you can reach a conclusion of a
die.
ZvZ before that point.
And I don't want to die.
Yeah.
On this map, I'm not going to tech. Never going to tech on this map.
Okay, so we did Paladino.
I
Proxima.
think I'm only going to do a couple more.
Okay.
It's already helped a lot with, like, a lot of the broad strokes of what it means to be the initiator or the defender and stuff like that. I like
I think it's
Baneling.
really important understanding openers and how they work
Yeah.
each other. 'Cause they all like they don't because it's rock paper scissors, but there's a lot of rocks and scissors, you know.
Mm-hmm.
There's not 3, there's like 10. And they change depending on the map. Like for example, on a map like Echo, if someone doesn't
Il
take
nous
their
faut plus
third,
de minerais.
it could be +1 layer, or it could be Baneling Nest before third, right? But I have to make a decision before, like, the third goes down, or where it could potentially go down.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to play it a little bit differently. So unlike Echo, for example,
Il
I
nous
always
faut
mine
plus de
2 guys,
minerais.
and I always put down a Baneling Nest, because if I don't, like, I'm either going to, like, have Ling Speed and a bunch of Lings I don't want, versus +1 layer, or, what's it called? A bunch of drones versus, you know, Baneling Nest first. So I try to play in the middle, and then if it's +1 layer, I just cancel the Baneling Nest, and cancel the speed if I can. And if it's Baneling Nest before third, the Baneling Nest, I'm safe.
Il nous faut plus de minerais.
The reason I have to do that is because I don't just make Lings like really fast, because it wouldn't do anything versus +1 layer.
Mm-hmm.
The wall's so good.
Pas assez de minerais.
With the Baneling Nest quick, I
Il nous
don't
faut
have to
plus
make
de
the
minerais.
Lings to be safe. It's normally the reaction be a little bit later. I'm making a blind that situation. So everything changes after that. Probably better if I explain this stuff adequately, but yeah. That's how that works. I wonder if it's worth even making a 19 overlord in this map.
It seems like a decent gasless wall off map because you can take a third and defend one location.
The problem is the ramp's so far away from the creep. Not even one tumor would reach it. Even if you go out, the ramp's not that good. Your choke's not that good at your natural. Or at the forward natural. Not sure about this map yet. Let's do the same thing we were gonna do anyways, regardless of the map.
Une nouvelle.
Let's see what happens. It's kind of the fun part of doing new maps, is kind of do stupid stuff that's not supposed to work. And just keep doing it until you know why. Maybe it's the 6 link thing I was talking about. Not supposed to do that. Is that what you're doing? You're literally doing the gases thing you were just talking about?
Une nouvelle reine est née.
Are you?
Yeah.
Une
I don't
nouvelle
know yet.
reine est née.
Trying to figure it out.
Nous avons engagé le combat. La base est attaquée.
Oh, I'm gonna kill you.
Okay.
It's a little bit rude, isn't it?
No.
Going too far.
ZvZ is a fighting game, dude. Remember? We just talked about this.
You're not supposed to just say it out loud, you know? Usually it's like a little subtle.
Oh, dude. I'm cocky.
Oh, it's kind of like overgrowth.
Fuck! I'm gonna kill you. No! You weren't kidding, dude. I'm dead. So I definitely need to make the wall earlier. I think I distracted myself with the 6 lings too much, where it's like, hey, I'm gonna cancel your base. And then it was like, oh, I'm dead.
I don't think 6 things good with gases.
Yeah, just be as greedy as possible.
Because it's okay to get 2 just to know what's going on, but like, I don't know. I don't even think it's even necessary with plus from there. There's no tempo to be gained. You'll damage a third a little bit. You're never gonna
Il
come
nous
back
faut
to that.
plus de minerais.
You're not gonna damage the third and then come back with a +1 layer, you know, roach timing. Like 4 minutes later, and then snipe the third because I've never seen that happen.
Il nous faut plus de minerais.
But decent mind games, and it's good versus like I don't know what situation you try to +1 layer on a 4-player map. Let's say you don't know what they're doing. You make 4 blind wings. That'd be a valid situation. Maybe cactus would be a map where you do something like that. I don't remember how the wall goes.
Because with this one, you don't even need to lay a tumor to set up the wall. I just didn't build the wall.
Yeah.
Pas assez de
I
minerais.
don't know. I don't believe in this wall. In
Il
this,
nous faut plus
in
de
this map
minerais.
for +1 layer.
Pas assez de minerais.
I actually don't think overgrowth is even a good map for it.
No? Why not?
Because there's 2 openings, or yeah, like 2 hexes. So you have to put 2 queens in there, or you have to make an extra evo. And I think that literally that extra
Il nous
evo
faut
or
plus de
queen
minerais.
is the difference between that build being good or not.
Oh, I see.
Like that money is so much, so much money. Like even if I went speed, I'd still go ahead. I'm stealing your idea though. I didn't think about putting the hatchery below. Which is weird because I do that in every in-base map.
Créons plus de dominants. Une nouvelle reine est née. Créons plus de dominants. Il nous faut plus de dominants. Une nouvelle reine est née. Il nous faut plus de minerais.
Are you ready?
I think so.
Le
Okay,
ravitaillement
we
fait
can.
défaut.
Okay, good.
Il est
Go
temps de
ahead.
créer d'autres dominants.
Just making sure. You gotta have manners.
Mm-hmm.
Even fighting game
Créons plus
players
de
have manners.
dominants.
That's true.
Il nous faut plus de dominants. Ordre impossible.
This game, I will kill you very slowly.
Okay.
Il nous faut plus de gaz d'espèce.
It's your fault. I'm not.
I accept the responsibility and consequences of my actions.
Pas assez d'énergie.
You chose your path.
Yep. You're doing this to yourself, mate. I know. Damn, dude. You were paying attention. I tried to pull a fast one. Didn't work.
Yeah, I'm really good at paying attention. Unless I'm
Il nous
not,
faut
then I'm
plus
not
de
good.
gaz d'espèce.
It's kind of a situational thing. You gotta take
Ils
credit
s'en
when
prennent
you
à
take
mes
credit
ouvriers.
when you can. It's fast.
Nos ouvriers sont attaqués.
I'm going for the get rich or die trying approach.
Pas assez de Vespen.
So you could be doing the second part.
Il
I
nous
got
faut
all the
plus de
one
gaz
liners
d'espèce
today.
pour ça.
Oh wow. It's coming. I didn't even prep.
Who knew PandaBearMe was so saucy?
Yeah, man, it's all off the top, man. This is great. It's just a good day for me.
À court d'énergie.
Just got it, you know.
Il est temps de créer d'autres dominants. Pas assez de Vespen. Pas assez d'énergie. Il nous faut plus de gaz Vespen. Pas assez de Vespen. À court d'énergie. Évolution terminée. Il nous faut plus de gaz. Il nous faut plus. Mutation achevée. Il nous faut plus de dominants. Pas assez de minerais. Créons plus de dominants.
The fuck?
What's the
I
deal?
have 3 drones. Put me in, coach. No.
Il nous faut
Go home.
They want to be spine car. Is this tree?
encore
They can do it.
d'énergie. Il nous faut plus de minerais.
Go back to your home.
Il nous faut pas assez d'énergie.
They should have joined my team. I would have put them in.
Le ravitaillement fait défaut. Il est temps de créer d'autres dominants. Créons plus de dominants. Nos troupes sont attaquées.
I think you're fucked. Put it lightly.
No, dude.
Pas assez d'énergie.
I have the Overlord Micro of the Gods.
Il nous faut plus de dominants. Nous avons engagé le combat. Il nous faut plus de gaz Vespen. Pas
Let's
assez
see
de
what's
minerais.
happening in this game.
Nos troupes sont attaquées. Il nous faut plus de minerais. Un gisement de... Il nous faut plus de minerais. Gisement de minerais.
That's like the main reason I don't like +1 layer on Overgrowth as well, is because of that exact scenario I was talking about. Is that it's 2 hexes, not 1.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot more than 2 on that map, but it's still 2 queen block,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like you either have to make 4 queens, or you probably put an Evo there, maybe a spine, but you're just it's like 100 extra minerals and 100 extra minerals plus, no matter how you do it.
Those lings going in though. Come on, dude. That was like a really quick queen switch out that I was gonna do, and you just dart right in.
Standard.
Uninvited.
I'll do it 100%. Do that 100 times a meal. I'll get in every time.
Damn.
It's like, that's like the only reason I get speed. I never get speed unless it's just for that exact thing.
Damn.
I don't know. Yeah. Should have known who you were playing.
Well, now I know. I wasn't sure before. I was like, is this a real PandaBearMe or just a fan? But then when that happened, I was like, fuck, it's real.
It's the test. That's how
Yeah.
you know. That's how you differentiate from the posers on ladder and shit.
Yeah.
Like, well, let's see if he gets in. I'll put my queen back for a second. Let
Yeah.
him dart out. Oh shit.
The litmus test. Alright, you need to sleep or you want to do another?
Yeah, I think I'm done. And you did a 3-minute third. What the hell?
Yeah,
You're
dude.
doing like some crazy shit.
I told you, get rich or die trying. What do you think, I was joking?
Yeah.
Get rich or die trying, and then I do the 2 gas roach attack that Sue does or whatever. Haha, I tricked you.
Yeah, it worked out real well. I think I had 60 drones actually by the time I did. I was thinking like this is gonna be really weird. I think actually, if you went like you know how people go hatch pool gas, don't research speed,
Mm-hmm.
and then go +1 there. I feel that build's better than just going actual gases.
Yeah.
It lose your layer a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I see trains do it a lot though. I don't think it really makes sense. I could see with 12 full, but I'm not sure about like a normal opener.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like it's like really clunky. You have a lot of money and stuff. I guess that's why you had the third. But no.
Well, thanks a lot for practicing, working on this stuff. It helps a lot with the knowledge of the matchup and like why certain things are happening. Because a lot of it is just kind of a blur of people throwing Ling Bane Roach at each other. It's like ah. And then a lot of times like the key lesson was understanding after you've taken the initiative and dealt some damage and the opponent has their turn of attacking, that you need to have the necessary defense and you can't just go attack again, otherwise you're empty at home and you just die.
Yeah, and you really don't want to, because even if it did work, you'd have a much better attack later waiting for.
Mm-hmm.
Just understanding like why things work is really important. Like why Bailey Nest before third can do damage, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I was talking about hiding some lings away and stuff.
Yeah.
'Cause, you know,
If you think
you
about
just counterattack and then make banelings, it's not going to work.
yeah, like the stair step approach of moving up the Zerg tech tree, and how anytime someone skips a step or delays a step, there's a little bit of an opening to deal some damage and punish that. So Baneling Nest is kind of the first quick expenditure to move up the tech tree, and then Roach Warren will be next. And then upgrade and lair is kind of the next checkpoint.
Yeah, definitely. But the interesting thing about that is, though, you can sacrifice different areas of your build. Like, you know, like how the Ling into Roach goes, you're on such a low drone count, you technically can't die to, you know, like most things. It's because you have so many Lings and you're, you know, in the middle map controlling a lot of area on the map.
Mm-hmm.
So even though you're skipping, you're making up for that in different ways. Like, so that even though it's a very aggressive build, you know, you're skipping a tech, so you can do even more aggressive builds later, you know, like it.
Yeah, you're investing extra into the Zergling tech so that you don't die to the Baneling pressure, because you have equal or greater Lings to the opponent by the time they get to your side of the map.
Yeah, it's a different way of looking at ZvZ. You know, there's a lot of dimensions. You know, like lowering drone count for roaches and going high drone count, but going straight to baneling, and the dynamic of all the different stuff. You know, like how going like 25 baneling or 25 drones, but a hatch before baneling nest beats 23 drone ling into roach, but that loses to like, you know, 27 drones into roach warren because it can't possibly do enough pressure and their baneling nest is delayed, so they just can't, you know, it just lings, so the roach guy can just make lings with a little bit more drones. That beats that. But then on the flip side, the baneling nest before third beats that because all they have is lings, and they don't have lings out quite quick enough because they're going up to 27 drones. So it's just, that's where the rock paper scissors comes in, but it's more like 6 builds rather than like the 3. You know, because people think on lower levels they'll think the rock paper scissors means strictly the openers, as in like hatch gas pool versus 12 pool versus 13-12 versus 17-17.
But it's more the units you put in the field.
Yeah, it's like the early game and the mid game, and partly the mid-ish like roach war phase, but that's like a little bit, you know, like overseers and stuff, and you can do some lings, suicides, the sea drone count gets a little bit different, but it's mostly those 2 things, like the very early game and the drone and opener dynamic. It's very complicated, and the more you know about it, the less you want to know about it. You're on a slippery slope, my friend. You're not gonna be happy with yourself in a couple months.
Sort of ZvZ emote.
Yeah, he knows too much. That's why he's scarred.
Yeah. Fuck. Do you really want to know? Do you want to see how far down the rabbit hole goes?
Yeah. Take the red pill or the blue pill?
On second thought, I don't know. Oh, I've been to the red pill. That's a fucked up subreddit.
I don't want to do that. Yeah, it's fucked up, man. When you see a pool first opener and you're like, well, it's like 50-50. It's gas pool hatch or pool hatch gasless. You know, it's like, what do I do?
Attack them, and the opponent will show you what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, they'll show you. You might not like what you see though. I hope you get better in your quest, buddy.
Thanks a
Are
lot
you
for
playing
the
like
help.
a ton of Zergs? Is that why you're thinking about it more?
It's actually the opposite problem. So I've been playing EU more than NA this season, and I've faced more Terrans than anything else. So I don't really get as much ZvZ practice, and then I come back on NA, and I play Zergs, and I feel kind of out of touch with the matchup a little bit. Because it's been my best matchup for a really long time, but a lot of that's just because I just floodling Banes, and I can kill most people with that. But then when I play someone like you, I just feel like you pressure me and I don't know what to do, and then I just lose. And I'm not really understanding like what you're doing and how I'm supposed to counter that. So it's like the decision making is a weak point in ZvZ. I've just kind of been riding on the like darks, drone up to 31 supply, and then all in with Ling Bane, and you can kill pretty much everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem too. It's like you look at these Koreans and it's like, what phase are they in? Because it's always like, you know, they go through the build orders where everyone's countering each other slowly. So it's like doing what they do, you might, you know, completely get countered by Europeans, but we're great versus the NA players just because of where they're at in the rotation.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, you know, like in League of Legends, they'll have like a different hero rotation every week. That's like what it's like, but for builds. It's like, okay, now we're countering Failing Nest before third this week. Everybody's just doing, you know, like whatever. Like, you know, hatch and Failing Nest and stuff, kind of like medium drones. And then they're like, okay, we're countering that now. And then everyone's going roaches, tons of drones. It's like, okay, we're going back to Failing Nest before third. So it's just like, so you look at these Koreans and you're like, why are they doing these builds? These are terrible builds. You know, if you don't understand, it's like, it just seems dumb. Oh, that's kind of how it is watching Koreans anyways. I'm always like, what the hell are they doing?
Well, one of the principles that I'll probably talk about in the... Actually, I shouldn't announce that. Anyway, a topic that is worth discussing that a lot of players don't think about is the percentage success of your build order in the meta currently. So kind of like you're talking about, a build that might be bad on paper for ZvZ in general is directly pressuring something that's super prevalent in the meta. So greater than 50% of the time, the build pays off, even if like on strategic, the landscape of it, it wouldn't be the best build to go for. But bearing in mind what humans are doing based on what we see in the tournaments, then it becomes good.
Yeah, exactly.